Okay, today we're going to change the rocker arm cover on the old Harley Davidson. I might as well get it in a place I can reach everything. You only need a couple basic hand tools. So I don't know if you can see this, but you got the rocker arm cover there, and this has got to come off. A couple of bolts here. This little piece might have to come off. It's part of the, I'm not sure what to call it, but it's part of the vibration kit for the head there, the vibration dampening kit for the head. But okay, I'll get my tools together and get my gasket, and then we'll start taking it apart. Okay, so kind of unfortunately I had to take the gas tank off so I could get to the this piece here. I'm not quite sure what it is. It's attached to the spark plugs. I'm sure it's kind of a voltage. Anyway, so I can get to these bolts. This has got to move, and I have to get to that bolt. So I got to take this bolt and that bolt off. There's two more on the other side, and then I had to get to them. So these got to come off, and it'll take me a little while to get these off. So I have to take the seat off, get to that bolt, take that off, and get those bolts off, and then this plate and this plate will come off, and then you'll see the rocker arms finally when I get that off, and then you'll see all that stuff when I get it off. And there's kind of a burnt odor you can smell. Okay, well, got that one off. Alright. Now, I don't like, what I recommend is kind of taking these off, these bolts here, especially, is taking them off in a fashion where you're taking them off in equal amounts, so that you don't warp this plate. No, it probably doesn't matter, but I'm just kind of cautious on my, I'm just kind of cautious that it doesn't get warped as you're taking it off. The head, this isn't hot, but I'm just kind of, cautious about that. a lot of these engine parts are machined, and you know that everything is flat, and especially these surfaces here. Now this part up here isn't so critical, but the areas where it touches the head is you know, critical. So so I'm just kind of and there it is. You got the lifters there, the heads there. I'll see if I can. And now I gotta clean that off. And you got the rocker arms. Just take a quick look at you got the lifters there, and you got the valves there. That's the intake valve, the exhaust valve. The springs are on there. The kind of clean. So I'm kind of cleaning up the old gasket material. You don't want to try and use this metal on metal to clean these off, because it'll scratch it, and that'll lead to more severe leaks. So you scratch this metal area here because it's been machined. See how flat it is. Now it's going to be fun getting this off. You can see this part is where we had a leak. I don't know exactly what happened, but this is a metal gasket. I'll try and take it off gingerly. And that's the old gasket. It's kind of deformed because I just pulled it off. Cleaning off the old gasket material. And you're not using metal on metal. It's coming off pretty easy with my fingernail, which I'm very happy is going on. Sometimes now it's important that you don't warp this new gasket. And it only goes one way. So this is the rather difficult part. Is getting this aligned and getting this part on without damaging the gasket. Because this has to be aligned properly so that when you put the bolts down in, they go where they belong. You don't want to look in there and make sure your gasket's in the correct position, because when you put the bolts in, you don't want to, again, try and torque the bolts down through the gasket. Now I'm using blue Loctite on here. It's a medium strength Loctite. I didn't use those on the main bolts because they didn't have Loctite when I took them off. You want to tighten these bolts so down, or tighten these bolts down so hard that you break them off. That would be a bad thing. So now getting this thing back on is going to be another trick, because it was quite fun getting it off. Oh, that wasn't so hard. Again, this is aluminum, so you don't want to strip the bolts going in here. So if you're just tighten them down, or they're not finger tight originally going in, you're stripping the bolts. Got the tank back on. Gotta hook up some coils back together. The only thing you really need to do is start it up, and if it's not raining out, take it for a ride, make sure that it's not leaking, and you're all set to go. With the exception of the mess, I'll clean that up and which you don't need to see. And got the wires back on, tank back on, seat over there is back on. So basically what you need, I needed to do, take that seat off, or the seat off, the tank off, some of the housing here, the guard for the wiring, that needed to come off. All that, the assembly had to come off, and you observed what I needed to. The seal came off. Took off the residual gasket material. Reinstalled all the rocker arm cover. Bolted it down. Reinstalled all the seat, tank, the wire guard and trim there, and ready to go. And that's pretty much it. Took me about 2 hours to do it, with coffee breaks and all. But it's about an hour job, without, if you don't take all the coffee breaks I did. So that's pretty much it. You can even do it. You can even do it. And that's pretty much it. So happy changing of your parts on your bike, and good luck.